Yo, what's going on guys? David Lee back, modern tech philosopher, bringing you everything Apple versus PC related. And today I'm going to be talking about the up and coming 2017 iMac. Should you buy it? Should you wait? And what are the reasons why? My top 5 reasons why you should or shouldn't buy it. With the 2017 model, you'll be getting an upgrade of the chipset to the 7th generation Intel Kaby Lake architecture. And what does that mean exactly? Kaby Lake compared to the current Skylake, which is in the 2015 iMac, you're looking at a lower power consumption, lower temperatures overall. So what that means is it'll give you a little bit of performance when your iMac has been on for a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks. When your CPU gets a little bit too hot, there's that thermal throttling that happens. So what it does is it'll downclock your CPU speed in order to save the processor from overheating. And lower clock speeds may not be a huge thing, but lower temperature can mean a lot. Twofolds. One, you're going to be able to have a longer lasting iMac, and number two, the CPU fan won't kick on as long or as hard as it may be doing when you're getting up to like the high 90 degrees Celsius temperatures of the CPU. Now, as far as performance goes, I'm gonna bracket that into 2 sections. The first one is basically going to be the actual performance itself. Currently, if you do purchase a 2015 iMac, there is an option to go all the way to the flagship model of the CPU, which is the quad-core Core i7. That's a quad-core with 8 threads. Now, depending on who you are, you may not need that Core i7. The Core i5s are offered in a quad-core 4-thread specification. The Core i5 is a great option for the standard user, any hobbyist or like enthusiast level person that's doing something with Photoshop, with video editing, and also some light gaming, and also just your regular day-to-day stuff, watching YouTube, going on the internet, browsing the web. And the second bracket, if you will, is if you wanted to compare like side to side between the 7th gen Kaby Lake and the 6th gen Skylake, there really isn't much of a difference. Obviously, there is one on paper. You have a bit of a higher clock speed out the gate. So instead of like say a base 4 gigahertz i7, we may be getting a 4.2 base gigahertz i7. Along with that, obviously you have the lower thermal temperatures, the lower TDP as it's called. So the architecture is a little bit different, but the big thing here is, is it worth the price? Right now, if you were to spec out a fully equipped 2015 iMac, and what I mean by fully equipped is the best CPU offered, at least 32 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte of flash storage, all that is what I consider optimal, because that's what you can get if you went for a custom built PC. Found this article on Macworld a few days ago, and they showed a leaked picture of Best Buy. I think this was in October 2016. So Best Buy had a leak photo of the new iMac, and they took down like immediately afterwards. Let me blow this up for little guys. So this shows a 27-inch iMac 5K. It comes with a Core i7. It doesn't say what processor, but if I had to guess, this is going to be running Kaby Lake 7th gen. I would say if anything, they would at least give like a 3.8 to a 4 gigahertz processor. So we'll need to see when the actual system comes out and how Apple is going to play that out with the pricing and actual specs. So price for price, there's a big difference between what you're getting in a fully equipped iMac right now, which is what you should expect to pay maybe a few $100s more depending on certain things, economics, right? So like $4,000, maybe $4,500 compared to a fully equipped PC. The thing with that though is, 2 things. One, you have to be able to build it yourself, or 2, hire a service or pay someone to build it for you. However, it is pretty tempting to consider going with the PC depending on like the amount of money you're gonna save. It can be $1,000 to $2,000. You may, pay someone like say $200, $300 to put the whole thing together, but that still leaves you like $1,000 to $1,500 left to purchase anything else you want. That could be, say, instead of getting a 4K 27-inch LCD, you can get a 34-inch widescreen IPS display. And if Apple continues the tradition with the iMac, you're probably only going to be able to upgrade the memory without anything else. Whereas with the PC, you have the option to upgrade the CPU, the memory, and the hard drives, and the graphics cards. And that's going to lead us into the last 3 reasons why you would either want to wait for the 2017 or to not buy it at all. So number 3 is going to be if you're into video or photo editing. For you guys and gals, you spend a lot of money on one camera, maybe 2 cameras, multiple lenses, mics. There's so many accessories that you guys need. It adds up really quick. If lenses break, maybe your camera breaks, maybe your mic goes out, right? There's a lot of things involved that you may not have the the financial backing to just go out and buy another $900 lens. I find for those people who are into photos and videos, it's a lot more economical to get a MacBook. With the MacBook, you can connect it up to a larger display. So when you're mobile, you're using on the go, you're good. When you're at home, you plug in your MacBook into external display. Pretty much the same thing. Performance is going to be on par with, say, a dedicated desktop, but you're giving a lot more leg room when it comes to money, right? Having capital to buy replacement equipment or to upgrade your equipment. If you're a photo or a video editor and you currently have a 2015 iMac, or if you have, say, a older generation iMac, what I do is I wouldn't go for the 2017 model. What I would do is, number 1, if you have a 2015 model, just keep it. If you have like 8 gigs or 16 gigs of RAM, the best thing you can do for yourself is to simply upgrade that to 32 gigs of RAM, which is the maximum for the 2015 iMac. There are a lot of videos on how to do that. If you want to see a how-to tutorial, let me know. I can show you, because that's exactly what I did on my 5K iMac. And if you have an older generation iMac, what I would do is, instead of going through the Apple Store and purchasing a brand new iMac, I would highly recommend you guys to do one of 2 things. Check out the Apple Recertified store. It'll save you $100 to $200 typically from a iMac, a fully priced one. They only have certain models available, so you kind of have to pick and choose which one is best for you, but you'll be saving money. You can also go on eBay and look at certified resellers. Just be careful, look at the reviews, look at the feedback, see where the seller is, maybe ask them some questions. Definitely don't purchase one if the description is pretty shady and they're not giving you all of the information that you want after communicating with them. And this guy right here is a recertified model from a reseller on eBay. It's a pretty base configuration, Core i5, 3.2 gigahertz with 8 gigs of RAM. I did make sure that it came with the 1 terabyte Fusion drive, and some models have like the lowest graphics GPU, which is the Radeon 380. This guy has the 390. Compare that to like the highest one that's offered, which is the 395X. Performance from what I saw was like 2 to 3% difference, not a lot, especially for the price. I upgraded it to 32 gigs of RAM myself. Overall, the system itself cost me about $1,400, and then the memory was like an extra $250 that I purchased myself off of, I think it was either Newegg or Amazon, one of those two. But so you're looking at like $1,500 compared to, say if you bought it fresh out the Apple Store, probably $2,500, maybe $3,000. Now, if you're not a photo or a video editor, then you may be a casual user. That could be you like playing video games, you like watching YouTube, essays, create Excel sheets, maybe PowerPoint presentations. So like the casual user. In that regard, again, I wouldn't really get the 2017 model when it comes out. There's no point in spending upwards of $4,000 when you could spend $2,000 to $3,000 on a comparable PC that can scale more. So what I mean by scale is you have options to upgrade everything in the hardware, from adding more hard drives to changing out the graphics card in 2-3 years. Maybe you went with 16 gigs of memory. You can upgrade that to 24, 32 down the road. It also depends on what type of video games that you're playing though. If you're playing something like Battlefield 1 or The Division, somewhat of like newer games that require more robust systems, the CPU, the graphics card, an SSD for fast rewrite, then you want to go with the PC. Like hands down, I know you've probably seen like game reviews on iMacs and things like that. And I probably will do one just because I'm interested. I never played much on Macs besides like Diablo 3 and StarCraft 2 on a bit of an older MacBook that I had. So I'll be curious to see how this iMac performs with that Radeon 390. But yeah, if you're into video games, to be honest, like I would just go PC. Even if there's a couple of things that you really like on the Mac, if you have the budget, just go with a MacBook Pro and then have your desktop as like a PC video game system. If you don't have the type of funds for both, then to be honest, the video games are your thing, and the Mac environment is nice to have. I would honestly just stick with the PC. You're still going to have access to things like Microsoft Office. You can use open source like OpenOffice. You can still watch YouTube. You can do all the basic stuff, but save yourself like $1,000 to $2,000 getting a PC. And last but not least is like the family user, the person that wants to have photo albums, creating things for birthday parties, for maybe events with like the family or a special loved one, things like that. If you're in that boat, what I would really recommend is to just get a MacBook Pro. For the money you're spending, like $1,200 to $1,500 for a baseline MacBook Pro can get you everything you need. You can always purchase a very affordable, like 1 to 2 terabyte external USB drive, plug it in, and that's everything you store on there, right? Your videos, your photos. You can always buy a very, very nice widescreen display. You can go with whether that be like ultra wide, whether that just be a 27-inch or a 24-inch. Some instances you can hook up dual monitor configurations, right? That saves you more money, and you're not kind of limited to just an iMac. It has to stay here. A MacBook Pro, you can move with it. You can leave it there and take it away. Well, that's it, guys. As the model comes out, hopefully the month before it comes out and on release, I'll definitely be putting up a video based upon what I find with the 2017 iMac. It'll still be cool to look at, if they change anything with the aesthetics, maybe they change something with the display itself. But to be honest, like 5K is ridiculous. It's so nice, like I don't think they're gonna do anything to really improve upon that warrants a increase in price. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you wish to subscribe to new content that I will be delivering to you, please hit that subscribe button here. If you like the video, thumbs up. Maybe you don't like the video, thumbs down. It's all good. Other than that, my name is David, Modern Tech Philosopher. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.